Ian's got his Coke Zero. I got my water. Welcome to the completely unnecessary podcast for Tuesday, October 20th, 2020, alongside Ian Ferguson.
Howdy.
I'm one of your party hosts, Pat Contry. On the show today, we'll be discussing lots of fun stuff like the Analog Duo announcement. The NES turns 35. Also, Q&A, Patreon poll topic. First, Ian, we got wares at ultimatenintendo.com.
Goods.
It's good to pass out to the kids at Halloween. You pass out not for resale Blu-rays. You can pass out RBI baseball stickers, See You podcast, enamel pins. The kids will love them. They'll be like, "Oh, this is great. Thanks. I love the See You podcast. I'm 7 years old. I'm just like a pirate. I love this enamel pin." Or 6.5 pound NES guidebooks. It's great for that hollow plastic pumpkin. It won't break it at all. Throwing a 7 pound book in there at all.
We're not supposed to be handing out anything this year.
Oh, in theory, I meant.
Oh, okay. Theoretically.
Do you think? Well, here's a
theoretical Halloween.
I feel bad for the kiddies just because it's on a Saturday this year, and obviously Halloween on a Saturday is like that's better than Christmas. You have like 8 hours that you can go out trick or treating.
I mean, I feel bad for us too. I mean,
well, I enjoy giving out the candy. I say that every year. I dress up. I put on the Frankenstein outfit last year. The kids like it.
Every year I say I'm going to dress up, but
they're adorable. The kids come in the door. They just want to ruin their health and teeth, and I'll help them do that.
Absolutely destroy their teeth.
Absolutely, eating 17 Kit Kats within 2 day span, like I used to do. How much candy we ate as kids? Oh my god.
Luna has candy that we can put like in the bags for customers now.
Okay.
And Treg and I were we were not being good. We were not behaving with the candy. We were just eating way too much of it the other day.
Eating your fun size Nestle Crunch. Those are the best. The fun
Crackles,
size Nestle Crunch.
Crackles, and he got the Hershey's bag this year.
I don't think the Nestle Crunch formula has changed that much in 30 years. Maybe a little bit, but it's pretty close.
I had one the other day and I thought it was disappointing. But someone pointed out that like the fun sized ones are better. The chocolate's thicker. The regular Nestle Crunch is it's thin and it's nothing.
It's like it's like an Intellivision controller wafer thin board and stuff.
I bought it and it was like I don't know, it was like 250 calories that I forgot about as soon as I finished.
Well, it's all rice.
Yeah.
It's like 90% rice.
I'm gonna eat.
But that's a good point. I forgot. That's one of the only candy bars where the fun size is radically different than the regular size because of the thickness, like you said.
Yeah. It's like
there's less crunch in a real one versus the fun size. You actually have to bite through that thickness on that.
Got to bite through that mystic thickness.
God, my mouth is watering. Intermittent fasting. I haven't had Nestle's Crunch in forever. Should I buy candy just in case there's a few kids that come around and just throw it at them from 20 feet away?
You should buy candy. You should always buy candy.
I mean, for the kids.
Sure.
I have a bunch of 90s candy from the Console Wars little media kit they sent.
I wonder if it's actually from the 90s.
It's all moldy. It's the bubble tape you open up and it's just molds.
The gum is just turned into liquid.
You know, people do that. They buy the old card packs and they eat the gum still. From like the 80s or 70s or what have you.
So
it's not going to kill you.
Last year for Comic-Con, when Frank was in town, we were sitting at a bar having a drink, and the bartender more or less convinced themselves that they wanted to try the gum that was in one of the packs that we opened. So they did, and it didn't go well for them.
Probably dissolves and just
it turns into like this pot. So I've known enough people who have done this recently to know how it goes. You put it in your mouth and you bite down on it, and it immediately turns into a fucking powder. It just turns into dust, and then it mixes with your saliva and turns into like this glue that just gets into every fucking crevice in your mouth.
The only time I did that was when in New Jersey when we went to Keensburg, which is like the low rent shore town before you get to the real shore towns. It's like one off by itself. People in Jersey be like, holy shit, Keensburg. So we go there like once a year at my uncle and cousins, and it's like it's not as far as going to Seaside Heights. There's still stuff. There's still a boardwalk. It's a smaller boardwalk. There's still somehow legal gambling games that you can plop quarters down. That's where I won my original Hulk Hogan LJN figure. It was at Keensburg, and it wasn't a wheel. It was light bulbs the light would go around and stop. Like that wasn't rigged, but I did win there. But there was a sports card stand, and this is probably whenever Cecil Fielder hit his 50 home runs, and it was a big deal. That was like 89 or so, because you can win packs of Topps 86 baseball cards, and that was Cecil Fielder's rookie card. and I won the pack of 86 Topps cards, and the Cecil Fielder was in there. So at the time I was like, oh, this is worth like whatever, $25 in '89. It was a big deal. Before probably someone stole it from me in grade school. But I tried the gum. This is like 3 or 4 years after it came out, and then it was awful. Even 3 years later, 4 years later, it was like kind of hard to chew, and then it just like bubbled up somehow. It was nasty. So I can imagine
fermented a little bit.
I can imagine 20 years later.
Yeah,
it might have been 5 years. I think Cecil Fielder maybe had been like 91. When did Cecil Fielder? Because that was a big deal because no one had hit 50 home runs in like 15, 20 years. But anyway, is that still around anyone in Jersey? Keensburg? Do they have a boardwalk still?
I don't know.
You remember Cecil Fielder, right?
I remember Cecil Fielder. Absolutely remember.
That was
Cecil
a big
Fielder.
deal. 50 home runs. He's 57 years old, Cecil Fielder. It was 1990. He hit 51 home runs and 132 RBIs. That was like one of the biggest seasons like that in forever. There, and his son Prince, I think, still plays. So anyway, so my weekend, Ian, I tried cutting open a papaya. I've been on a fruit salad kick the past 2 months or so. I'm trying to dial back the other sweets for fruit salad.
Papaya is delicious.
You know, watermelon, cantaloupe, pineapple, maybe a little blueberries. Blueberries are so good for you.
I love blueberries.
So I bought a papaya about 3 weeks ago. I have no experience with papayas. Otherwise, you buy the little package that's freshly cut. It's like $3. It's like buying orange juice. It's so expensive. Papaya, because they're hard to fucking cut open. I guess get right. So I bought a papaya. The sticker said green on the outside means ripe inside. The sticker said that. So I bought it. I'm like, oh, I'll cut this up like tomorrow. It wasn't ripe yet. It was the yellow type, which is what I was looking for. And so I ruined it. It was ruined. I didn't realize.
No.
I didn't realize till afterwards. Like once you cut up a papaya, it's not going to ripen anymore. It's done. So I had to throw out a nice papaya. So I bought another one, which was the skin was more yellowish. That's when you know it's ripe. So I cut it open, and I thought it was like rotten because it was reddish, like grapefruit color. But no, there's a second papaya species I didn't know about. There's a red one and a yellow one. The red one's sweeter, which was not as good. So come on, you're killing me, Sprouts. First of all, you put on stickers you don't tell me like that are misinforming me, us that are papaya deficient in knowledge. But then you don't tell me which type of papaya it is. They're radically different tasting papayas. So I've struck out twice on papayas, Ian. I'm kind of annoyed by that.
Where was this papaya radicalized?
I don't know. Did you do anything this weekend?
What did I do this weekend? Yeah. I saw my friend Lincoln for the first time since lockdown. That was fun. We played through Streets of Rage 4 from start to finish, which is good. That was a Streets of Rage focused day because I finally got my soundtrack from Limited Run Games, and it is a nice soundtrack. Comes in a box. It's 3 LP. There's an there's an interview book. There's really nice full art on all the sleeves. Yeah, it's a fucking stupidly nice release. But other than that, no, not a ton. Hung out with Vonnie yesterday. Was supposed to play D&D Sunday night, but we had to cancel.
You want to do poker tomorrow night?
No,
you don't do the poker.
No, I enjoyed poker. My time with poker is done.
I'm just getting into it. You know, I wanted to do the World Series of Poker this year. If this was a normal year, that was like a potential 40th birthday plan to myself or present to myself.
Oh yeah,
was to go to Vegas. That was like, all right, if the Super Nintendo book sales do well, I have a little bit money to spare. Like maybe I could try that and at least try to break even.
Your fashion isn't as shitty as a typical poker player's. I'm surprised. You'd have to get like a bad sweatshirt or grow your hair into a mullet or something to have any real.
There's a wide
chance.
Variety of fashion in poker. Some people wear suits. Like,
no, if you're gonna have a chance in poker, you got to learn how to dress poorly.
Some people like dress like grease balls, like from the 70s with the gold chains and outlandish outfits.
Yeah, I feel like Mr. Lin would have been a poker player.
Mr. Lin. I'm Lin. You know, I actually watched Bloodsport this weekend. This is so weird.
A lot of people have been. Yes,
the ad came
YouTube.
up free with ads, and I watched. There's lots of free with ad stuff on there, like Terminator. You can watch.
It's also on Netflix now too, because I've had a few people send me photos of them watching it on their TV. So yeah, it's been a Bloodsport week.
Now with Bloodsport, I'm now into the analytics of Bloodsport in terms of the tournament, in terms of the editing out of order, of seeing people that just got knocked out now sitting on the sidelines. Like I'm that much into it. Like they really had to re-edit this movie to make it work.
Yep.
I'm also into the fact that there's no way Van Damme and Bullet Young could have fought 6-7 times because there's only 30 people were about in the tournament. There's like 15 on both sides. It doesn't make any sense because it wasn't round robin.
Don't try to do the numbers.
Because if you had 7 seeds, you needed like 128 fighters to have 7 rounds of fights, basically. And there was not that many in the movie. I understand that. And also, Donald Gibb, who played Ray Jackson, is not a good fighter on screen. And that's why they gave him only like 3 fights. Well, 2.5 when he throws the one guy. It's not really a fight there. But he's a great character.
Yeah.
He's a great character.
He's a great character.
But not the best at the actual like on-screen fighting there. It's great fight choreography for the late 80s. It's fantastic choreography. And Paco's still the best. I was always wondering what a Paco versus Bolo Young Chong Li matchup would have been. That would have been a good fucking fight.
Would have been intense.
That would have been great.
Been super intense.
Paco get those leg kicks in there in his Muay Thai style. God. I only saw Paco in one other movie. The actor plays him. I saw him in it was like a really bad like California made like Blake Edwards type of film where he played like a terrorist or something on a plane. It's like, oh, that's Paco. They got him. There he is. He still had the facial hair. It's the only other thing I ever saw him in ever. Probably was like 93 or 94. Okay. We're on Anchor right now, Ian. Anchor.fm/the CU podcast. You can subscribe on there if you want, or wherever else you listen to us. So the cool thing about Anchor.fm/the CU podcast is that you can leave us voicemails. And we're going to play the first round of them right now. So keep in mind, before you leave any voicemails, I'll know who you are by your login name if you decide to be nasty. Or I can just ban you if I think. But I already pre-screened some of these. I didn't listen to all of them in their entirety. But we're going to listen to some here. And please try to keep them brief, 30 seconds or less if you can. This first one was long, but it's not really, you can't really hear it.
Hey, Pat and Ian. This is...
So this was recorded with a mic and a fishbowl.
Goblin Blood on Twitter and YouTube.
Goblin Blood.
Stuff.
So if we can't hear you, Goblin Blood, I'm sorry. So in the future, you make sure your mic's recording there or through your phone. All right, next one. Going in order.
Yeah, g'day, guys. My name's Dacko from Australia. Just want to say you're bloody 2 legends, mate. Can't believe it. You just get me through the day when I'm on the tools. Bloody oath. By the way, my favourite game is bloody Psycho Fox on the Master System. Oh, what a bloody cracker that one is. What else we got? And Jet Force Gemini. Oh, Struth, mate. Anyway, talk to you, Blade. Have a good one.
Thanks, Dacko, from, I'm guessing, Australia.
I'm guessing.
Now, I thought that was trolling at first, but I think that's really an Australian. Because Bloody Cracker, Psycho Fox in the Master System, no one played that in the U.S., so Australia.
True.
So I think that was authentic. Thank you, Dacko. I wanted to visit Australia potentially this year before COVID made our passports worthless here. I want to potentially go to Japan for my 40th. I want to maybe go to Italy or Australia. Dacko's great. Dacko, leave a voice message every week. Your accent's fantastic. All right, here's next. This one's from Daniel.
Hey, Pat and Ian. This is Daniel here. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I had a question for Pat. I was actually wondering if he had any overflow of boxed NES games that he would like to sell. I'm a couple of hours away from San Diego. I live in San Bernardino. So if there's any way you can get back in contact with me, matter of fact, my phone number is 323.
Oh, wait a second there. Daniel, don't want to dox you there. Yeah, Daniel, I have overflow of boxed NES games. Are you a collector, Daniel, or you looking to wad of those bad boys up for heritage auctions? But no, I'm going to be putting together my list of games I want to get rid of. I was going to say by the end of the year, probably maybe January or so, maybe February. I'm going to take a good week, Ian, and go through these and put them to the side. These are the games that are going. I have all those clear Tupperwares, for that I'm going to throw them in there. But okay, these are the ones that are going. And at that point, I'll put out a Google Drive document, and that'll probably be semi-news in the collector circle about, hey, what's Pat selling? And you can all go on there and start making me bids for chunks or all of it. Probably all. I'm not going to be fucking dealing with 300 different packages there.
I will believe it when I see it.
You don't think I'll do it?
You've been saying it for a while.
Well, I've been saying it for like a year and a half.
Hey guys, this is Nate from San Diego. I was wondering if you ever noticed the sword sounds in Zelda 2 is like, but then ever since that, all the Zelda sounds are like.
Never noticed. Never thought about it much. But
yes, I guess so. As if your heart isn't full.
Yeah,
It's a little flipping sound.
It's true.
Okay.
The value.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks very much.
That was from, wow, it looks like a Scandinavian name. Gisle. Won't say the rest of the name.
Hey, Pat, I actually had a quick question for you. I noticed the other day on my bookshelf that the spines on both of your books don't have the same font on them. Why is that?
Well, I think he's referring, I've had this question before, he's referring to the Pat Contra in the spines is different, because I went uppercase versus lowercase and uppercase on one versus the other, right? They're a little bit different.
It is different.
I'm not sure why. I had a reason at the time. I don't remember why.
It's unsettling.
It's unsettling?
Looks like you're yelling.
So on the third book, I should go back to the NES one because then at least
Now, in the third book, you should do like the leet speak, like just randomly change like the upper
Wingdings?
cases and lower cases. Yeah, just
Okay.
be like
I see.
capital P, lowercase a, capital T, country with a 1.
All right. Thanks for that question, Cross. This is from Andrew.
Hey guys, love the show. It's Lil
you.
Robitussin. My question for you guys is: have
Robitussin.
you ever been sucked into a free-to-play modeled game? And also, would you guys ever do a Among Us Patreon stream? Thanks for the content, guys. Watch every week.
So that's how you get in and out. It's like 21 seconds. Quick, succinct. Question and a comment. You get in and out. That's how we like it. So Among Us,
Good stuff.
Let's Play?
Yeah, I mean, with the people in the Patreon, that could be fun. I've been meaning to play that. The old Among Us. I should give that a shot. As far as free-to-play games, I honestly don't know. Pokemon Go.
That sucked you in?
Pokemon Go has
spent
sucked
money?
me in twice. I got out of it for a couple of years, then I got really into it again a year ago, this past April. And now I just kind of play it here and there a little bit. But no, Pokemon Go is probably the only free-to-play game that I've played enough to actually put some money into.
Okay. Here's our final one. This is from, let's see.
Yo, so about that section of the podcast talking about preservation, they're not preserving shit. Those people buying that stuff from Wada, nah, they're not preserving anything. It's $1,000 version of items that already exist everywhere by the multitudes of thousands and millions. They're not preserving shit with that. You got people like Frank Cifaldi and Kelsey Lewin that are actually working to preserve stuff, preserving printed media, preserving old PCBs, code, artwork, things that have been in magazines, you name it. These people out there, they're not preserving anything. They're just preserving their ego so they can have something to talk about when they have like the next house get together. They can be like, oh, look at my shiny $15,000 item or $1,000 item or whatever. That's not preservation. That's my take on it. Peace.
Thanks, TL.
Boom! Snip snap!
Yeah, I was going to say, TL, you should be doing your own podcast. That was over the 30-second limit, but that was good. Well structured, well thought out, entertaining, dropping a couple of S-bombs. I don't mind that. So there you go. You can go to anchor.fm/the CU podcast. Leave us a voice message there.
Good stuff.
That's good. That's better. Is that better than what you thought it was going to be?
Yeah, it was fine.
Okay. And Daco from Australia, you're my new favorite. With Psycho Fox. That got me with the Psycho Fox. All right, Ian.
Yes, sir.
So Pat's dream or postulation was somewhat confirmed about the live action Spider-Verse movie that they're putting together with Tom Holland and Doctor Strange, and they're allegedly reportedly getting Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire on board for this movie. So that's kind of interesting.
It is.
I'm want to see where this is going to go. Obviously, I think they're going to potentially wrap up. Well, Andrew Garfield had a chance to wrap up shit because there wasn't a third movie. It's like, oh, Gwen Stacy died. There you go. That's your movie. That's the end of your 2 movies, basically. But well, it'd be interesting to see them work them in, at least to have some sort of action to sort of like tie up those two iterations.
Gwen Stacy dies? I had no idea.
Spoilers.
No clue that she died.
Sad, Ian. I know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
What's Spider-Man gonna do without his lady friend?
Well, he's gonna be depressed for a while, and then
Forever.
start hooking up with Mary Jane eventually. That's what happens in the comics.
I was joking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that could be interesting. I don't know that I'm trying to think of what it would take to get me into a superhero movie today, and I don't know what it would take.
Oh, this is definitely it for me. This is I'm on board for this, and it sounds like it's moving forward. Yeah, it's more. This is more than just rumors. Everyone's been talking about this, for sure. So, Spider-Man 3 art theorizes Tobey Maguire is Tom Holland's Uncle Ben. No, I'm out. If that's the case, I'm out. Then I'm out. If they do that, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. That they better not fucking do that. Plus, he's way too. I mean, Tobey Maguire is 45 years old. I looked it up, so like he can still probably pull it off if he gets into shape into the suit, and they can CG off some age off you easily. Pal Yoshi says they do that more than you think. They take off. Well, just take off like 7-8 years off you. That's all. Nothing too drastic. You know, like The Irishman on Netflix, we try to take off 30 years and it looks weird. We'll take off like 8, 9, 10 years. There you go. A couple of wrinkles, a couple of liver spots we get rid of, and it's
Just a digital buffing.
We do that on the podcast every week. That's why we still look young. Yeah. You don't realize that we have a filter.
Oh, God.
We have a Hollywood CG filter. I spend $8,000 per episode.
We don't. I don't want anyone to think I look this bad with a filter.
You don't look bad. You don't have many wrinkles.
Awful. It's bad. It's bad news.
It's bad. Stay out of the sun. That's all. The sun is not your friend. When it comes to aging. So, yeah, I'm excited for this. This is supposedly has already started filming, which is interesting. They already started filming. They're not even like done with negotiations with these guys yet. I guess they can work them in if they're smaller parts. Well, they did that with Civil War. With the Civil War, when they got the Disney deal done with Spider-Man, it was like, well, we have like 2 different scripts, and so we can work it in, and it worked. It worked for the most part.
It worked.
It worked.
It worked.
Certainly. So you're not going to see this still, or yeah? This is my fear. They use this. Doctor Strange that Sony uses Disney's goodwill to build up their Spider-Man character in order to then close him back off to the shitty Sony Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that's what we talked about last week. That would be bad, and I think that would. I don't think that would go over very well.
They would
That would breed a lot of bad will.
Again, it's you sons of bitches that saw Venom. It's all on you. If you didn't see Venom, there'd be no more Morbius movie bullshit or Madam Web movie being developed or some weird fucking Silver Sable Black Cat team up, which is weird because I don't remember them ever really teaming up in the comics. But either way, I don't even know how Silver Sable is considered a Spider-Man character. It's so weird to me. But anyway, I always consider Captain America and Daredevil with Silver Sable. Anyway, don't fucking see Venom 2. Don't go see Morbius. Bleed them dry. Or let them run dry, Sony, so they have to go back to Papa Shango, Papa Shango. Don't let Sony think that they're making money on their own with Spider-Man, because they are not. It's not them. They ruined the Andrew Garfield movies. They don't know what the hell they're doing. So I'm very disappointed in you out there if you saw Venom and paid money. All right, this is an interesting little Kotaku movie. Here, he shrugged. He literally shrugged. He's like, what are you going to do?
Kotaku movie?
Dark Souls, Kotaku article.
Yeah.
Dark Souls player drenched in blood every time he gets hit. You see this, Ian?
I did. It's pretty wacky, pretty wild, pretty zany.
Some wacky stuff. Some wild stuff.
A YouTuber named Big Secret. Now Big Country is stuck in my head. Yeah. Stay with you. Love is hard.
The quintessential one-hit wonder.
So Big Secret recently uploaded a video. He built a device that whenever he is playing Dark Souls, he built a device that can spray him with fake blood. There's 2 modes that he has for this device, an easy mode and a hard mode. Easy mode sprays him with fake blood when he dies. Hard mode sprays him with fake blood every time he takes any damage whatsoever.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, talk about a crazy idea, but it works, and it is pretty funny to watch this man get sprayed down with the fake red stuff whenever he,
purple stuff, Sunny D?
I've been making big things of purple stuff for work lately. I bought Vonnie those little drink enhancers, the liquid drops that you squeeze into your water and it turns it into Crystal D or
Crystal D?
Crystal D.
Crystal Delight. Now you're screwing up like me. Crystal D.
Well, Crystal D. That's
Crystal D. That's what Ian did in high school.
That's what my friends used to call it. The Crystal D. They make Kool-Aid ones, and Vonnie bought me grape ones. So now I just make huge
is it
things
just
of
like
grape stuff.
Concentrated sugar that you drop in?
It's not sugar. They're sugar-free.
Oh.
And they're delicious.
Should I get into that?
You should get into.
Should we get us some product?
You should get hardcore into drink drops.
Should we get a CU podcast drink drop? We corner that market.
And the completely unnecessary drink enhancer.
That's what 50 Cent did. He got
water enhancer.
He got to the
beverages.
vitamin water and made it fortune on vitamin water. 50 Cent.
Get a cup. Get it? CUP of drink enhancer. Get a cup of beverage.
Hey, we got to market.
Get yourself a
here.
cup of beverage.
All right, so check out this video. It's wacky, wild stuff. There.
Yeah. Wacky, wild stuff.
All right, we got some Atari stuff that Ian found this morning. Someone alerted us on Twitter about the Atari Mini Pong Jr.
Just gonna come out and say that I think this is cool. Never let it said that. A fool and his money is soon parted. That can be said. Let it be said. So have you ever gone to a convention and or sometimes arcades have them? Atari makes or whoever the licensor of the name Atari hired, they have these large coffee table sized Pong units, and they have big chunky jog wheels on either side. And
jog wheel?
Jog wheel.
I never heard that expression.
Jog wheel.
Like a spinner dial?
Yeah.
Okay.
On either side of the table, and you play Pong against the person on the other side. The cool thing about these, though, the ones that they have at like the arcades or at conventions, is it's all like mechanical. You can like see there's like beams under there that move your paddles back and forth and that make the little ball bounce around. It's really cool to watch. It's fun to play. It's got like some satisfying clicky noises and all that. But they sell them and they're like $3,500.
Yeah.
So they've announced the Mini Pong Jr., which looks just like one of those coffee tables, only tabletop and small. And instead of it being a mechanical, representation of Pong, it's just an LED or LCD screen or something in the center there. And it's got the two little knobs on the side. And I don't know. I'm going to be real. For the right price, I would potentially, be the person who's dumb enough to buy one of these. I think it's kind of neat.
Yeah, we don't know how big this is yet. That's the thing. It's Arcade 1-Up is going to be, looks like, producing this with Eunice. So, I don't know. Well, the reveal is going to be after the podcast. It's going to be on, 11 a.m. I think on Wednesday the 21st. So, yeah, maybe it's like a 12-inch little guy, maybe or something like that. So it's like a little bit bigger than a little handheld like that. So it gets the point across.
I'm a huge fan of like the old like 70s like tabletop LED game units and stuff like that. Yeah. Not just the arcade ones, but like just the ones.
That's more 80s.
Like the 2-player like baseball and basketball ones. Like I always had fun with that shit. And this reminds me, in its stupid simplicity, of kind of like a modern version of one of those.
I'm gonna guess this is gonna be like 12 inches.
Yeah, I'm thinking perfect size to put on like the middle of a coffee table,
and it's enough that you can both look back and forth and do it there.
So
nice chunky jog wheels, as you call it. That's a really interesting term. Jog wheel.
You've never heard the term jog wheel.
Is that if I look that up, will that actually come up? Jog, is that one word?
Yes, it'll come up. That's what the ones on DJ controllers are called. That's
jog dial or jog wheel.
That's why the JogCon was called the JogCon, because it has a jog wheel in the center.
A jog wheel, shuttle dial, or shuttle wheel is a type of knob ring wheel or dial which allows the user to shuttle or jog through audio or video media. Not necessarily controller. Well, I see what you're saying.
Namco called it the JogCon for the PlayStation, so I don't know what you want me to say.
I'm just saying, you don't be shocked I never heard of it, because I never heard of it.
I'm just saying.
Okay. I mean, it's always a spinner dial. Arcanoid spinner, not Arcanoid jog wheel. Anyway, sorry. All right, but they're also, Ian, they had something that came out a couple years ago. I just want to talk about it real quick. And I'm surprised we didn't see this. Atari put out a handheld a couple years ago. It's like 27 quid, as they say across the pond. It's a little handheld that is like has like wood grain look to it and little ribs with a little joystick looking D-pad looking guy, thumb pad, like a thumb joystick little thing, and 2 buttons on it. And I just want to bring it up because I think it looks cute. We never talked about it. It has 50 games on it. It has AV out, and I never heard of this before. I've never seen this for sale. I'm just surprised we didn't ever see this before. So I'm going to put the video. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see the video of it right there. So this is my point with this and the other thing. There are products that Atari can license and put out that I think are a good idea or not just a cash in, that people might still enjoy. An item like this, or the little tabletop little Pong thing. There are smart things I think that people would want that Atari can still put out. Not a speaker hat.
I was going to say speaker hats and the VCS are
the watch that never even came out that they took money for, I believe, allegedly. So there's stuff like that I think makes sense. An Atari Casino, not so much. An Atari Hotel, not so much. But they're also into the crypto, which is an article in Forbes about Atari bets on crypto that I don't know. We'll see how this happens. But they're looking to sell these tokens and basically do, I guess, like an internet offering, like an IPO, I guess, version of their crypto is going to come October 29th on Bitcoin.com. Retail investors outside the U.S. is going to cost, what is this, 25 cents per token. It's going to cost. It looks like they're trying to sell $1 million worth of Atari tokens in the hopes that the tokens will become the standard currency throughout the sector.
Ooh, I feel like that's a big wish.
Tokens can initially be used for in-game purchases and for partner games, with the Pong developer aspiring. They're not the Pong developer anymore. They're not that Atari. It's not Nolan Bushnell fucking smoking cigars, putting together Pong machines.
Well, it's like when Tommy says "we" when he's referring to something Intellivision did back in like 1982.
Which wasn't Intellivision because it was Mattel. It's like Mattel made the Intellivision. Intellivision didn't make the Intellivision. Sorry, what was I saying? Okay. So the tokens will be used for in-game purchases and for partner games with the Pong developer, blah, blah. So I think what they want to do is sort of work this into the VCS some way. And then, of course, they want to do their online casino thing. So obviously it makes sense for that. There are people that are into crypto. I'm not. I've warned against crypto when on the Not So Common podcast. Ian, I called that crash like 2 months before it happened. What was that, 2 years ago when that crash happened? I said don't gamble with this shit. This is dangerous. It's a digital beanie baby, cryptocurrency, for the most part. People, it's not stable enough to use it as an actual currency. If it's not stable, it's not currency anymore. You can't use it. If it wildly swings day to day the price of something, the value, it's not a currency yet. And so far, it has not worked out where Bitcoin is a reliable currency. It's a digital holder of value. So that's what it is. So I guess if Atari wants to get into this, good for them. They want people to buy in. They get money automatically. It's like buying a gift certificate. You don't have to spend it. We already got your fucking money. And now we're buying into you, thinking this is going to rise in value, so you'll buy into it more. That's what Atari is going for. It's smart for them to do that. They're going to hook idiots.
Sure.
They're going to hook people. So, yeah. You into crypto at all? You know anyone into crypto?
I know a few people who are into it reasonably.
What's reasonably that they don't spend too much on it?
No, they have some. And they say, let's wait and see. I mean, I have no interest in crypto, but
no, it's nuts. To me, it's nuts overall. For everyone to say, yeah, I made money, there's people that are losers. There's always losers.
Well, sure, you can make money, and but people will lose money too.
People lost everything a couple of years ago when the crash happened, when it went up to like 20,000, then it crashed out down to like 10. People lost everything. Some people. It was like literally like Beanie Babies. People were investing in this, not knowing, and it was FOMO. It was like, this is going to go up forever. It's going to be worth $1 million. No, no,
nothing does that.
The big whales are the winners. The people that can manipulate markets are the winners when it comes to that. They know how to get the fervor up, and they know when to dump. Those are the big winners. They get the little guys to put in the money, and they're the losers. That's what happens with this stuff. Right? Sorry, I'm already starving. God, I'm already starving. I need a red papaya here.
A red papaya?
Because I don't have the yellow one. Sorry.
It's all right.
You want to talk about a little NBA 2K, Ian?
NBA 2K21 is adding unskippable ads to their game loading screens, which is annoying to some people. Unlike the UFC thing that we talked about a few weeks ago, at least people will know about these ahead of time, I guess. At least you know. It's just disappointing to see. Oh wait, hold on. When did that come out? So is it ahead of time, or are they adding them after the fact?
I don't know. I mean, this article's from 2 days ago. The game's already out, right?
Yeah. So it's already available. So this is happening after the fact, which is awful, and it's just proving that advertising in these AAA games is becoming inescapable. And I know some people, I think with sports games, it's going to be easier for some people to swallow because they're, your live televised sports are already swamped with ads. That's what we kind of talked about with the UFC thing, was that it's annoying, but some people were trying to defend it because that's how it looks when you're watching it on TV. I don't want to buy a game and then I don't want to feel like I'm buying ads.
So this was an Oculus ad in this YouTube video from what is this, Steve Ivor. So it like goes to like a little billboard. It says 2K TV, and then you're watching an ad, a real ad for the Oculus. Play for real, Oculus. Then it goes back to your game. Yeah, it sucks. I would say if it's silent at least, but if it's fucking audio, like say if the game's gonna load up no matter what and take 15 seconds, if you put something in front of there, I personally would not care as much. I'll ignore it. But if it's audio and intrusive,
yeah,
then it's like, fuck off.
Right, if it's just visual, I'm going to be... It's annoying, but that load screen is going to be there anyways.
But if it's audio that's there, it's like, fuck you then, because now it's like, yeah, now we've crossed the Rubicon, right? Now we're...
Yes. So, yeah, I don't know. This stuff doesn't impact me much because I don't play a lot of the games that this is affecting, but it's one of those things that will probably eventually trickle down even into the smaller games that I enjoy, and I'm not looking forward to that day where video games become like watching TV where you have to count on commercial breaks and shit like that. That just seems absurd. Sure.
All right, anything else to add?
No,
nothing else happened the past weekend that was worthwhile to talk about?
I had a good veggie burger yesterday.
Not turkey, a veggie burger. Was it Impossible?
No, it was. I think it was a different one. I think it was Awesome Burger or something like that.
It's still the same plant-based thing.
Yeah, it was a plant-based one. It was really good. One of Vani's friends works for a restaurant that was adding a whole bunch of like plant-based stuff to their menu. So like friends and family of people who worked there were allowed to show up and order something, and then you took it to go basically to try it and let them know what you thought, and it was really tasty. They've come an incredibly long way with plant-based meat products.
No, they're getting closer.
Yeah,
they're getting closer. Now keep in mind, they're not that much healthier necessarily than meat, but it's not why you're eating it.
No, you're eating it because it's better for the fucking planet.
Better for the planet,
or because you don't want to eat animals.
Yeah,
there's lots of reasons why you would eat it. But the one that I think always gets people, that's not true, and people think this about vegetarian and vegan food all the time.
You're not healthier.
Is that it's healthier? Well, it depends on how you do it.
Yeah.
There are still plenty of ways. I mean, if you're loading something up with veganese, or like vegetarian, cheese, or those sauces. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's vegan ranch. It's still fats and oils.
Yes, or butters if you use butters for your plant foods.
Well, butter is not vegan, but yeah,
for vegetarian. Though.
Sure.
Yeah, ever eat Indian food?
It's fucking delicious, and it's also not
it's awful for you.
Yeah,
there's not meat in most of those, but they're still awful for you.
Delicious though.
Yes, but that's the point. So do it because you care about the carbon footprint, or you don't want to eat animals. But the health wise, it's slightly better. If you look at some of it, but it's like it's not significant. You're not going to be dropping pounds and pounds necessarily eating this Impossible meat.
No, and I mean, if you were to compare a double, cheese Impossible burger to a double fucking Fat Boy burger, the Impossible burger is going to be healthier for you, but you've still got all those carbs and things on there. Why am I talking about health? I'm not healthy. I'm dying slowly.
We all are technically, Ian.
No, I'm dying faster than everyone else.
You don't look that bad. I don't know why you keep saying this. You can put yourself. I don't think you look 40.
The world is killing me, Patrick.
You look a couple of crow's feet, but who doesn't? You're not wrinkly.
I actually don't mind my gray hair.
It's very statesman on you, Ian.
Gray hair.
Looks like you'd be in Congress in the 1850s with that look.
It's my reward for making it this long. That's how I look at my.
You think you lived to be 40?
I mean, in my youth, I was curious about whether or not I'd make it to 40.
With your strip use?
I'm much healthier now in terms of.
You stopped smoking. Remember when I first met you? I fucking harangued you to stop smoking.
Yeah.
Because I can't be friends with smokers. I just can't. I just can't.
I still go through a pack about a year. About a pack a year.
One a month? You pick a day once a month to smoke a cigarette?
There's like a couple days a month where I'm like, I'm cranky, and then I'll pull a cigarette.
Couple days?
I'll pull a cigarette out of my drawer and go outside and puff it down real fast while tapping my foot and looking angry. And then I'll get rid of my cigarette and I'll go back inside.
Couple days?
Yeah, couple days, Patrick.
But I'm glad you stopped smoking. Smoking ages the shit out of you. Obviously.
Sure does.
It's terrible.
I'm smoking a lot too.
I gotta get you on the supplements though. So I gotta get you on some supplements. Get some vitamin D going. You take vitamin D?
Actually, that's the only vitamin I take is vitamin D.
And you feel better with it though, right?
I don't even know anymore. But I take it. They've got my money.
All right, Ian. You're anti-facts. You're anti-science. I'm gonna do a 2-hour video on you.